Tonight, the White House at the center of the latest Pride Month controversy.
Welcome to the White House.
Thank you.
Saying transgender activist Rose Montoya is now barred from future events. It all happened at what was the largest Pride celebration in White House history.
So the White House is banning trans people from the White House? Joe Biden's president. You know we got to talk about this. So if you're in the United States, June is Pride Month, and this is to celebrate our LGBTQ plus friends. So President Joe Biden decided to have a big event at the White House to celebrate Pride Month, which included hanging a pride flag in front of the White House and inviting thousands of people to the White House to celebrate Pride Month. Now, as you can see from photos from the event, there are families here with young children. And as you can see from the rest of the pictures, everyone's having a great time at this family-friendly event. Now you gotta ask, so why the hell is President Joe Biden banning these trans influencers from the White House because of their behavior on that day? The White House has banned trans influencer Rose Montoya after she flashed her breasts at President Biden's Pride party. They blasted the stunt as inappropriate and disrespectful. Here's the tape.
Happy Pride Month.
Welcome to the White House.
Thank you.
Happy Pride Month.
Can we take a little video? Hi, Mr. President. It is an honor. Trans rights are human rights. Oh, it's a video. Oh, it's a video.
Are we topless at the White House?
Montoya, 27, was barred from the executive mansion on Tuesday as footage went viral of her pulling her shirt and cupping her breasts moments after meeting Biden on the South Lawn at the Pride event Saturday. So in a statement to the Post on Tuesday, a White House spokesman said she flouted basic etiquette and is persona non grata at future events. This behavior is inappropriate and disrespectful for any event at the White House. It is not reflective of the event we hosted to celebrate LGBTQI plus families or the hundreds of guests who were in attendance. Individuals in that video will not be invited to future events, the statement goes on to say. So after being banned, Montoya did this video explaining the situation.
Recently come to my attention that conservatives are trying to use the video of me topless at the White House to try to call the community groomers, etc. And I would just like to say that, first of all, going topless in Washington, D.C. is legal. And I fully support the movement in freeing the nipple, because why is my chest now deemed inappropriate or illegal when I show it off? However, before coming out as trans, it was not. All you're doing is affirming that I am a woman. All you're doing is saying that trans women are women, because for some reason, people like to sexualize women's bodies and say that they are inappropriate. My trans masculine friends were showing off their top surgery scars and living in joy, and I wanted to join them. And because it is perfectly within the law in Washington, D.C., I decided to join them and cover my nipples just to play it safe, because I wanted to be fully free and myself. I had zero intention of trying to be vulgar or be profane in any way. I was simply living in joy, living my truth, and existing in my body. Happy Pride, free the nipple.
So the fact that you can legally do something doesn't mean that it's appropriate to do in all situations. The fact that DC allows you to free the nipple doesn't mean you can go free your nipple in a church or in a first grade classroom or at a family barbecue with children around, right? There's certain levels to which you can do under the law that would be appropriate. And I believe here, just by her saying that the law in DC allows women to have their breasts exposed doesn't mean at the White House at a family event that makes sense. You know what I mean? But I also think this goes into that whole thinking that people from this community want to involve children in sexually explicit things early in life. And that's wrong. You know, not a lot of parents want their 7-year-olds or 12-year-olds to be exposed to sexually explicit dances and things of that nature. You know what? Here's an example of something that conservatives say is inappropriate for children, but that the LGBTQ plus community says is appropriate for children. So check this out.
Friendly to action, ladies and gentlemen. Are you confused yet?
Disturbing footage surfaced of a drag queen performing in front of infants. Yes, infants. The vision is so shocking that we have to heavily blur it. But these are grown adults in bondage gear or in G-strings strutting around in front of tiny kids, infants, toddlers.
So now I'm on the side that says anything that's over-sexualized shouldn't be presented to children without their parents' consent. So the things that they were showing doing in those particular examples would be inappropriate. I wouldn't want my children seeing it unless I approved it first. And that's what we're saying. So when you have pride events and you have things that like this that go on, what conservatives generally say is that you should allow parents to make the decision if they want their children to be exposed to sexually explicit things like that. But interestingly enough, here's a Washington Post article written about a year ago by this journalist. And she says that, yes, kink belongs at pride parades. And I want my kids to see it. Children need to know that they can make their own ways in the world. Now, this journalist or this reporter is essentially saying that these sexually explicit displays during pride events are a part of the culture and children need to be exposed to it so they can see the different perspectives. So here we have a dipole in the culture wars. On one side, we have conservatives saying that, hey, we don't care if you're heterosexual, bisexual, whatever. We don't want our children to be exposed to sexually explicit material. And then we have the other side saying, well, the sexually explicit materials is who we are, so we want your kids to see it. And I don't agree with this whole, I want my kids to see it, so that means your kids should see it. If this person wants her kids to see, men or women dressed very provocatively, gyrating on each other, she can do that. But that doesn't mean I have to do that. And this, I think, is the issue. It's that she can raise her kids the way she wants, which I disagree with totally, and I can raise my kids the way I want. That's all right. So at the end of the day, do you think Joe Biden got this one right? He's now banned these trans activists from the White House. Matter of fact, I think he's even gone farther than Trump. I never heard Trump banning anybody from the White House or banning trans people from the White House. So Joe Biden actually banned trans people from the White House because of this issue. Do you think he went too far? Do you think this is the right thing to do? I think they tied his hands. This is a family-friendly event, and of course, you can't start taking off your top and acting crazy in front of families, right? They're here there to have barbecues and not think about this type of stuff. And if the president and his team promoted it as a family-friendly event and they went out there and started doing this ridiculous stuff, then yes, they should be banned from future events because they can't be trusted to hold the simple decorum that we have at the White House for a family-friendly event. But let me know in the comment section, where the hell did I go wrong? What the hell am I saying that you don't agree with? And if I'm a transphobe, let me know, because I won't know unless you tell me. My name is Nate the Lawyer, and I'm out of here. Peace.